All right.
Thank you so much for tuning in to Girlfriendz Chat Corner. We are in the house today. I'm your host, Inga Anderson, your host,
Ingrid Rachel Project.
and we are ready to interview John Coleman! Revel OTR Revel.
Revel, baby.
How you doing, John?
I'm fabulous right now. This is awesome. So.
I know, we're going to have so much fun
Yes.
tonight. We're going to chit-chat about everything. So you guys know that John, along with his partners, they own Revel's OTR in Over the Rhine, downtown Cincinnati. Very popular winery down there.
Very
so
good stuff.
if you have not had a chance to go visit them, hey Tiffany, had a chance to go visit them, please do. I mean, they have live entertainment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Usually, sometimes I do erotic poetry and wine there.
Yes. That's how we met.
Exactly.
And that's what was cool. Yeah.
Ingrid sings there.
Yes,
you get live and everything.
There'll be some more stuff going on down there.
Yeah. But yeah, you know what? I'm a little mad at you guys. You guys didn't support City of Live Sunday, so they had to shut me down for that.
No, we didn't shut it down.
Y'all came
We just
for
got to figure out a new format and bring it back
gonna
to
get
a
it
different.
together.
You know what,
That's
John?
all.
Hey, Chris.
I told you love Rebels.
Yeah.
Hey, Ashley.
But you know, as we always do,
Yeah.
we always do an icebreaker. So,
I already broke the ice with my behind.
Ingrid fell. I mean, she wants everybody that she fell on the ice and everything. But you know what? I don't see any ice outside. But I don't know what I'm saying.
At my house.
Yeah, it was at the house, right?
It was at my house where it was cold.
Oh, Ingrid. Everybody go, oh, Ingrid. Okay, did you feel better?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so hold on. So as we always do at the beginning of the show, we always do icebreakers. You guys can play along with us too. So since John is a well-rounded man of the city,
Here we go.
But he's not plump.
we are going to do, oh my God.
I thought we were going
We haven't even started drinking
we were going there
yet.
early.
We haven't even started drinking yet.
No.
But we're going to do rap songs from any era or whatever.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do.
Rap genres. Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
Hey. Okay. So anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read it like I'm reading a book, and they're going to tell me the artist's name or either the song.
Okay.
Is that cool?
Okay.
We can do that?
Let's do
it.
that.
All right.
Get my.
Okay.
Gotta get my Jeopardy.
If y'all know, y'all can go ahead and do it in there.
Oh yeah. Help a brother out.
Exactly. So either you guess the name of the song or the rapper's name each way. It'll be good. Hey, Nard. Okay, here we go.
Let's do this.
Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Want to see my 9-inch nails through one of my eyelids?
Oh, him and
Eminem.
Hey!
Yeah. There we
My
go.
name is. My name is Slim Shady.
Huh?
Okay. All right.
Sorry. And we haven't got the wine yet.
I know we haven't had any
Okay.
alcohol yet.
Okay, here's the next one.
That's right, bro. That's right, Brad.
It's only a 30-minute show, but I think we're gonna go longer.
I need one of those.
Exactly.
All
Okay,
right.
the next song. When I'm alone in my room.
LL
That
Cool
was
J.
Jay.
That song in 8th grade in summer. Straight up.
Come on, y'all.
Yeah, and in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl who's as sweet as a dove.
I need love.
I see her in love. There I was, giggling about the games that I had been in. But I'm not saying no names. Then a thought occurred, tear dropped in my eyes, because I said to myself, look what you done to her.
Hey!
I can't say how it feels. All I know is that I never dish another wrong deal. I can't never be pretending that I was in my tears as I say that I love you. Oh, hold on. My bad. What ended that part? It was live.
We must have played it every single
We
time.
all had, like, so in our little cul-de-sac, in Finneytown, at Troop, shout out. So we all had our little part we had to learn, and that was it. Like, I had 2 of them, but that was, yeah.
That's cool. That's good.
Oh, that song just brought me back. I'm
All right, y'all.
We have
Okay,
hype
All
now.
right, here we go.
We hyping him sober.
Okay.
See, you can be sober and hyper at the same time.
It's possible.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, the next song. You know, I don't want to.
Okay, we're gonna let you read it through.
Thank you.
All right, my
Because
bad.
they're making me nervous.
I forgot it was your show. My bad.
Go ahead. I love it, but I want you guys to think. Okay, I tell you what. I'll read it and you guys finish the line I'm singing. How about that? Is that cool?
Possibly.
All right, that's good.
Yeah.
Impossible.
You're gonna know it. All right, you ready? Mm-hmm. But let me finish, damn it.
I'm beautiful. I'm beautiful.
I be having an attitude. Let me finish it. Okay, here we go. You got what I need, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh, baby,
you got what I need.
Hey!
But you said he just a friend.
What?
But you said he just a friend. I'm gonna pretend to float. Hold on.
No, you did not beatbox.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, like for real.
He
Like,
said I couldn't answer, so I'm like, I know this song.
All right, guys, last one.
all right.
Now, this song right here made a lot of babies, I think. Oh, okay.
Luther Vandross?
No, I'm gonna tell you what it is.
I'm like, yeah.
All right, here we
I
go.
get one.
Trying to get my nerve built up to be so strong. I really want to meet you, but I'm kind of scared because you're the kind of lady that with so much class.
Get my thoughts together.
Hey!
The very next day.
Yes!
When I see you, lady, I forget all the things your eyes they have.
Such a beautiful tone. The way you dress and walk, it really
Turns me on.
Yes! All right. That
turns me on.
was fun.
Come on.
Come and talk to me.
Hey!
I really wanna meet you.
Can I talk to you?
Oh yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. That's it. All right.
Martin did it on TV that one.
Oh.
That's right, great.
All right.
Okay, so I'm sorry,
Let's
y'all.
get icebreaker.
We are like so off the track, but that's
My
okay.
bad.
No,
We
we're
having so much
fine.
fun.
All right.
We having so much fun.
That's all. Keep back on. We good.
We're
We
on
good.
course.
So we want to
serious
thank you, Ingrid and I, for coming
Thank
to
you.
the interview with us. We
Thank
really
you.
appreciate that. So we got so much to talk about,
Okay.
so much to do. We're going to talk about your lovely wines you brought here today with us. But first, we have some local vendors and wine distributors in Cincinnati that gave us some wine.
Yes.
So we're going to let you taste these wines, and you're going to tell us either, where they're from or what you think about them or taste whatever, okay?
Oh boy.
So, let me give you 3 cups.
Boom.
We'll try not to get you too.
Oh, it's okay. I'll be all right.
All right. So this is our first one.
Oh, you need one to kind of, or you just gonna gulp it? You gonna gulp it, or you gonna do the wine tasting?
Now, so the one thing you will learn about Revel, we are the most non-pretentious winery you will ever
Thank
go
God,
to.
don't tell me.
Right? We straight up serve in juice glasses,
Yes, they do.
carafes. This is what we do. This is not just regular prop stuff. So if you see us in there swirling wines and talking about legs and all that, then just smack us. But no, we can get straight wino and talk about that stuff, but that's not what we do, right? I mean, we're urban winery, and we keep it real. So we put numbers by everything, just so, because a lot of people can't pronounce some of the wines, right?
Now, I just want to let you know something, that one of these wines I'm pouring you today.
Okay.
So one of these wines I'm pouring him today, which you don't know which ones they are, is from his winery, but it's not your brand.
Okay.
It's one that you just gave to me as a gift.
Okay.
And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna give it back and see what he thinks about it.
A little trickeration.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Rick James.
All right, so 1, 2,
Okay.
3.
All right, let's do this. All right, I'll hold him up for the camera.
All right.
All right, here we go.
First one. Okay.
He's sniffing. He's tasting it. He's assessing the flavor. Exactly.
The flavor of it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So definitely a little fruit forward.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you got that. Yeah, I mean, I'm even getting over a head cold, and I got that one.
Right.
Yeah, real citrusy though. So I like that. Acidic. Okay, cool. All right, number 2.
Now, let
No,
me ask
should I-
you a question.
yes.
Now, what kind of price would that be at, you think, a wine like that? And that's number 3 he's drinking now.
It's number 3. So I went 3 on backwards.
Uh-huh.
So let's say something like that. If you had that in a glass, so you probably look, I don't know, about $70.
Okay. All right. So
$70.
let me tell you what that one was.
All right.
That is from, well, don't tell me right
Oh yeah, don't tell me
We
that.
have to go quick because we have those things too.
I know, yeah, we'll talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay, so this is from Cooper Hawk.
Yeah.
All right. And it is the passion.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, it's right.
That's good.
Okay.
Little Cooper, so it's probably in there. All right, so this is number 2. Number 2. Number 2. Smells like it is ready. So this is a super ripe fruit in here.
Okay.
Yeah, it almost drinks like a port. Interesting. So let's say if I had that one, I would definitely need to pair that up with maybe a little bit of dessert. That would be awesome.
So sweet wine? Dessert
Yeah,
wine?
no, you know, it's like semi, right? So I wouldn't say it's like super fruit forward or anything like that. But I'm digging it though. So if I had to throw it on, I don't know if I could do a whole glass though.
Oh.
So maybe I had to go like, I would probably look at that as like maybe 4 ounce kind of serving. Okay. So now I need to guess that one. Crucial. Yeah. I'm going $5.
$5?
5, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which one is this one now? Now I gotta taste it again.
It's 5 for a 4 ounce, just so you know.
Okay, that is a sangria, which is a sweet wine, and this is from Rebels.
Yeah, is that the sangria that we had for the it wasn't the erotic poetry.
Wine.
It was.
It was that.
Which is how we got, yes, it was.
That's how him and I met.
Josh he'll crack up.
Mix it with a bit of
The inside joke.
Okay.
All right. Now we're the last one. Number 1.
Number 1. Sweet or?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
So almost like number 3, where it was a little definitely fruit forward. I'm trying to think of.
Are you comparing it with the Cooper?
Yeah.
Okay. Cooper.
Yeah. I'm putting it on that same level as Cooper. So whoever did this one actually did this well. I actually appreciate that.
It's more balanced though, smell.
So this one you do like? Is it done pretty well?
The other one, you was like,
smooth taste.
Yeah,
So,
I could actually drink that one. Who is
really?
that? I feel like I know who that is.
You know
too.
what? I'm glad you said that because this is a friend of mine, her husband, and then this is
I thought so.
Yeah. He said he loved that one. So
I thought that
this
too.
is Mark of Benign
Yeah.
Wines by Wine.
Yes.
So you know, maybe
We've heard some good things.
Yes, like that's his wine.
We've heard.
Yeah.
We'll be looking for you.
Yeah, that's him. All right.
Cool.
Thank you for playing the game.
Yeah.
Woo.
Well, anytime I can drink and play a game, that's awesome.
Okay.
Besides like college or something else. sorry, that's a whole different.
Flashback.
My kids might be watching.
Flashback.
One time in band camp.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it
private
happened, too.
viewing.
Okay, John.
All
so
right.
let's fast forward here. Thanks for playing our games and having our little
Appreciate
drinks
it.
with us and everything.
Yes.
So we want to tag the wines in the bottom. So you guys, if you guys want to taste some or buy them somewhere, we'll tag to Marco Penine Wines in the link. All right. Okay. So John Coleman.
Yes.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Where are you from?
That is a $1 million question.
Exactly. Where are you from?
No, so I'm here, Cincinnati, born and raised, just up the street in Finneytown, actually.
Wow.
So yeah.
Are you
So
right?
yeah.
So what did you go to?
So I won't say all my life. So I will say 5th grade is when we moved. So it was a different like. You think about this, right? You know, you go into like Avondale, and then College Hill is where we like cut our teeth. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Pretty much College Hill, and so we're on Cedar and Fochie and all over the place in College Hill. And so it's a different kind of school system, right?
Okay.
So then we moved, my dad moved us to Finneytown in 5th grade, right? This is what, 82?
Okay.
And just one of them years that sticks in there, right? So I'm like 10 years old, we're going to Finneytown, and I was like, where is Finneytown? I was like,
Where the hell am I?
but it was a great move for me, right? My brother and I, plus my mom and dad, so we, grew up in Finneytown, just like regular old little suburb in Cincinnati. Then I went on, Finneytown High School, class of 90.
Okay.
And then, went to Ohio State after that, and I started off in.
So what's your major in Ohio State? What was your major?
Well, my dad, who worked at Procter & Gamble, and he always wanted me to like carry the little attaché case and be downtown, and so I was like, I'm going to be an aeronautical engineer, right? So I had this whole engineering thing going. And it was this was my 2nd year. I was in a thermodynamics class, and I got a 54 on the exam.
Okay.
And on the curve, it was a B.
Oh.
And I was like, say what?
You know what that is, don't you?
Yeah. So I was like, hold on, this is not making any sense. So I went to the professor and I'm talking about it, and I'm like, how is this a B? You know, I don't understand. He goes, well, according to the class, blah blah blah. And I'm like, so there's, just basically 46% of the information that I don't need to know. Right. And that, so I was like, I'm pulling the ripcord on this. I'm like, I'm done.
Did you quit because of that reason?
So I switched majors, right? Well, so I've always loved like being, as you can imagine, being in front of the camera, and stuff like that. Yeah. So I became an English major with a focus on poetry and drama, right?
That's something.
Yeah, that's what my dad said, but not quite in those words.
I was thinking that.
It was more like, what the hell is wrong with you? And so he heard that, and he was like, well, what are you going to teach? And I was like, no, not really. Okay. And so I ended up as like going to college and working and everything. I was in the purchasing department, got into the business world a little bit, and started chefing at this little restaurant, this little coffee house, King Avenue Coffee House. Okay. So that kind of got me into there. Then I became this whole like crazy vegetarian guy. And so it was like, so now I'm like the brother from Finneytown that's the vegetarian. I'm like, and the rock, like I'm LL Cool J. But yeah. So got into that, and I was like, but I always really like, always was like gravitated to science, right? That was my thing. And so I started working at Time Warner, and that's how I got into like the internet and all that fun stuff. And so I've been in technology since then, and that's what pays the bills.
Computers.
Yeah. So I'm a sales engineer at CenturyLink.
Okay, gotcha. So then, so you after you graduated from Ohio State, became a sales engineer. You said.
Yeah. Okay. Sort of. Yeah. It takes a while. Yeah. But I kind of got on that path, and it was cool. So yeah, exactly. You roll around, and I ended up with Cincinnati Bell in 2002. Okay. And so that's kind of how Revel in its infancy kind of started. Just sitting there at work and kind of doing my thing, and a couple years later, this cat named Anthony Meyer comes rolling into to Cincinnati Bell, and he and I had chatted about the job and what it entailed and all that fun stuff. And we became friends.
Now Anthony is the dark-haired guy, right?
Yeah, the Italian stallion.
He is hilarious, slick. I mean, he's a nice-looking guy. Yeah, he is. Nice hair. Come here, just Chicagoed up and New-York up. This dresser.
That is Z Caparici.
Yeah, he's a dresser. He's walking there like, hi, Inga.
Yes. How are you? That is Anthony.
How are you? How are you? He's so cool. Awesome. He's so cool, though.
Yeah, so that's how, his family, they're from Italy, and they met over here in the States and everything. Mom grew up in an actual vineyard in Naples. Dad grew up in northern Italy, making wine. And so they brought, that whole culture here. And so he asked me one day in 2004, like, hey, JC, you want to make wine this weekend? And I was like, hell yeah. But I really had no idea how to make wine. I knew nothing about wine, and I'm still learning, right? But it was hilarious because I'm on the phone.
I can be like, hell yeah,
I didn't know what I was doing. And so then I got the phone and I was like, they said, what are we actually doing? And he was like, just come with the fam, you'll find out. So I'm out picking grapes and everything, and I'm like, whoa, this is hard work. I was like, whoa, I know about this stuff.
Now, did you have your feet in the bucket like they do the thing dancing in the bucket?
Well, if this was like 1860,
okay, sorry.
Or you on an episode of Lucy, But no, so I really did. I had no idea how you do all this stuff. And so they kind of showed me it's old school, old school winemaking, right? It's, everything's with your hands, and we had this little grinder that we used. It looked like you were about to wash clothes, but that's what
it was. Tub though, right? You grinded that.
Yeah, you grinded right over the tub, and we were making, making garage wine, basement wine, So it was kind of like in the basement, like straight up making it in the basement, trying to figure out like what we were going to do. So we had this wine Bible. And every year we would change one thing, right? So, and then when we changed that one thing, we'd say, okay, did it work or did it not work? And that's how, we kind of got to the point in right around 2009 or so when we really figured out like, okay, we know what we're doing. And I remember we went from picking grapes in Michigan and down in Kentucky. And so we went to Pick's grocer, who we were hanging out with, and we were like, hey, we need to actually get some real, grapes in here, right?
Oh,
And
cool.
so we got our first taste, which was a Merlot, and it came in, and we were like, oh wow! And you can tell the difference from that grape when it came in. I was like, okay, and so that's how we started, and then flash forward to like.
Yeah, now how did this building come about? So you're making wine in the basement.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden you in over OTR
Yeah.
with a nice building.
Yeah. So my wife Amy is obsessed with finding real estate, and so she actually, her and her cousin found this building, and Anthony and Amy decided that they were going to put an offer on this building. And I hadn't seen it yet. So I called Anthony's wife, Jody, and I'm like, Jody, do you know anything about this building that we're about to buy for this business that we don't know what we're doing? And she was like, no. And I'm like, oh, hell no. So I go downtown, from, I think I was at work or whatever. And I get down there and I walk past this place like 4 times. And I was like, hey, I don't know where y'all at, but you said 111 East 12th Street. And I'm like,
it can't be this right.
I'm like,
right
111.
right.
I did. I swear I looked up and I'm like, it can't be this building because this is only 111 I see, but this is not going to be Urban Winery, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Acceptable.
So somehow they convinced us, and thank God they did. So we bought that building in 2015, and it's kind of like you say, the rest was history. It took about a year and a half to really get it to look how we wanted it to be.
It is great.
And
It is great. And the colors, everything pops like that.
Yeah.
Looks really nice. So now that you, because you guys were in the Cincinnati paper about the newest little chic winery that was in downtown, and then you didn't stop there, how JC and I met. You started doing something that was really unique that nobody else was doing, and what was that?
So we have this whole thing when we get together, this is just how I learned how to drink wine. And it was, you get your juice glass like we've got here, you might have a carafe, and it's just a bottle, and then there's just food on the table, and it's you just friends talking, right? It's just like this. This is what we do at home.
Exactly.
There's no television, we don't have it on, but we always have like music playing. So we love music. Of the 4 of us, that's our heart. We love music, and it's usually old school hip hop, right? And that's what we do. Mm-hmm. So we thought, we need to bring that element to Revel. Like, that's what it's got to be. It's got to have the feel of home, and it's got to be comfortable, because Revel's about the people, not about the wine, right? I mean, I love the wine, but if the people didn't come, we'd be in trouble. So, and I love hanging out, meeting new people. So we were like, well, we've got to figure out some sort of platform for, live, like entertainment, musicians, and we love musicians. We have DJs as well, we love we love when singers come down.
But you don't like karaoke. Karaoke is my friend.
Karaoke's fun. I like karaoke with a band. I believe they call that singers. I don't know.
Exactly,
but no. So we wanted to do that, and then you approached me with the most off the wall thing I think I've ever heard, because we've had some spoken word artists in there before. But you came at me with this erotic poetry and wine, and I saw that email, and I was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
It's so funny when me and my husband sit down, we're talking about doing an event.
Yeah.
And then I said erotic, and people can't tell if you're cussing or not cussing.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh my God, that's gonna blow everybody's mind saying that word like that, and it just took off like crazy.
Yeah.
It took off.
You were like, we talking, all right, so you come up in conversation so much, like you don't even realize how much. What's crazy is that I was like, so everybody else, like no lie, we're all sitting around the table drinking wine, and we're like, I'm like, so I've got this woman who wants to do this erotic poetry and wine. Matter of fact, I hadn't met you before.
Right.
So I'm just going off of Inga, right? And I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. Like, she's some dominatrix or something coming in. I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen. It's like S&M upstairs. I was like, but she's going to do this whole thing with these poets. And then I recognized one of the poets, right? So I was like, man, I don't know. So we all sat and we're like, well, we'll do it one time and we'll see what happens, right? And we're like, well, first of all, let's see who really comes out. It's probably like 2 people. Then we can just be like, don't worry about it. It just wasn't good. We can not, we can just let it go, right? Storm's passing over. So you put this thing together, and my God, I was like, there are people going upstairs for this erotic poetry, and I got in there, and I was like, we don't have enough space. I was like, we don't have enough space.
We were freaking out. I was like, oh my God, it's so crowded here. I said, John, it's so crowded here.
Straight fire hazards. I was like, oh Lord. We were bringing chairs up all over the daggone place.
Oh my God, it was wild. It was wild. But it was fun.
But it was a great success story.
It was so much fun. I had so much fun doing it.
It got so big, we had to let you go to another. You can't do it here anymore. It's too big.
It's too big. And the funny thing about it was, I met Ingrid before she did one of my celebrity spins with me.
Right.
And then I talked her into coming because Ingrid is very talented. She can act, poetry, write. She's really talented. And we've been together ever since.
Right. We've been like freaking friends.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm doing this right here. But I just loved her energy. And when she got up on that mic and did her poetry, people were like, what did she just say?
That was
nobody knew what that. No, did you come out like that?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know everybody rolling about this thing.
Let me explain, because it's like, you know, growing up here too, I had never really. I'd done poetry. You know, my poetry name was Ingrid Marie at one point, and I, you know, did the regular, but it was just normal, like tame. So nobody had ever heard me say anything growing up. A lot of people in that room had been knowing me since younger, right? So I get up there and I'm like, okay, I mix everything with humor. So, you know, I had a gherkin situation that I decided to read about because I'm like, I cannot be the only one that's just got tricked by the itty bitty committee.
No,
you know.
But the funny thing about it, I said, Ingrid, I would hate to be a boyfriend of yours. You talk about all of them.
All of them.
She's slam over their poetry. I'm going like, oh my God.
It's anonymous. You never know which one you are.
No, you don't. But hey.
Everybody that knows you is going down that list like,
wait a minute.
Is that gherkin? Is that gherkin?
You'll
never know who gherkin is. I'm not going to tell.
But thank you so much for giving me the time to do that there. I had so much fun. And we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again.
Oh, yeah. Without doubt.
So, okay, so we taught your college, you're growing up, and then how many siblings you got? You got brothers and sisters?
Just one brother, Marvin. He lives out in Phoenix.
Okay.
I've been trying to get him back for years, but matter of fact, we were just out there right after New Year's, spent about 5 days out there with my sister-in-law and my niece and nephew, so that was kind of nice. We literally had the whole family out. Like my kids were out, mom and dad, everybody.
Now I met your son, but I never met your wife.
Wesley. Yeah, you met Wesley.
Yeah, Wesley. But what's your? He's so nice. So down to earth. What's your wife's name?
Amy.
Okay, Amy's your wife.
Yeah.
I haven't met her yet either.
Oh yeah.
I haven't met her yet either.
Yeah,
I don't think he loves us enough to meet his wife.
No, actually, if you think about this, we did write poetry. He was hardly never there.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, he always laughing, go do something.
She was making sure I was not there for the erotic poetry. She didn't know what was about to happen.
Maybe you should let me go to time.
I think
it's a lot of fun.
They had to do.
It's good, clean, adult fun.
So what is the formula for you having such a successful, well, you guys are all together, having a successful partnership to do this Revels? Yeah. And one more thing I want to say before you talk about that. Okay. What I like about Revels is that they're very open to new people. They're very open to people starting off with their businesses. So they let you rent out the space and create your idea, you know, of course for a fee. But let you, exactly. But it's not unbelievable. You could do that, but it's not unbelievable to do that.
And everybody's nice. Everybody's nice. The space is clean and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know.
So, and it has good wine too. So.
Yes, the Petite Sirah is the bomb.
Oh yeah, it's in it. Yeah, we've got a couple tons inside. Right.
So back to that again. So how do you guys keep the form of having a great partnership to do the Revels?
That we actually get asked that question probably more than any question is. You know, you guys were friends before, now you're business partners, and how is it now?
Right.
And so we, being really good friends, we hung out all the time, right? That was what we did. And so we knew going into this business that, we would have to share some information and stuff like that. We didn't realize how much information you had to share. It's pretty much like 4 people getting in bed naked and figuring out.
Exactly. You have to know this.
You do. You have to be careful.
Everything. You have to be careful what you do because
you really do.
It can destroy.
It can destroy your friendship. That was the one thing that we were like, if this ever gets crazy, we back out of business because we always want to be friends, right?
Exactly.
And it's actually made us really good friends, right?
That's
where
good.
we talk about, work stuff, but then we have days where we go meet and we go, no Revel stuff. No Revel stuff.
Yeah.
We're just 4 people having dinner or whatever. But yeah, that was part of the success. And you know, with Revel being in OTR, as a people in general, we're very inclusive. Like, I remember opening night, and I was sweating bullets, no lie, because I was like, I want Revel to be a representation of who we are, and I want all the people that we normally hang out with to come to Revel. And I remember walking down the stairs on that landing, and I looked out, and there was everybody, right? It was black, white, gay, straight, old, young. Right. We had all these different nationalities, and like the coolest line that I heard that night was this group of like just like Indian women and men who were there, and they just said, "Hey, heard you're one of the owners. We just want to let you know that we had the best time we've ever had here at your place, and I'll tell you why." And I was like, "Okay, tell me why." And he goes, "Because we go to places, and a lot of times people don't wait on us. They don't see us." And I was like, And I was like, when you come to Revel, I want to make sure that you're seen, right? And that's just huge for us, right? That goes to the staff. That's top down. We just make sure. It's like we invite people to your home, right? So if you invite somebody to your house, you can't be rude, right? That's just rule number one. So that's usually what that's our golden rule, right? That's really it.
You know, and that's a great rule to have, you know, and I'm glad that you guys have this thing that's really taken over. So I know that you guys got a couple projects working on, because we talked about it over, I guess last year or something, about the upstairs.
Rooftop.
So when is that coming? Yeah,
rooftop.
Oh my God, I can't wait for that.
Yes.
I'm thinking of the rooftop.
And if anybody from the city of Cincinnati is on there right now, give us our final approval. No. So yeah, we've got one more like little final approval checkbox to do. Then we can get started. So we've got a lot of the stuff kind of working already, and then it's going to be coming to, you know, reinforcing and do all that fun stuff. And it's a huge undertaking because it was not made for a roof.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There's
all kinds in there.
Yeah, so part of it will be enclosed, which is already there, which you'll be able to seat about, 15, 20 people inside. And then we've got these really, I don't want to give away too much, but there'll be some cool you'll see. And then we'll have the outside, like 2/3 of it is outdoors.
Wow.
We've got some little extra little features out there.
I cannot wait. It's going to be so much fun.
So amazing.
Yeah, I can't wait to do that.
So we're hoping to get that open, in the spring, late spring, so we should be good to go.
Oh, it needs to be open in July.
Oh my God.
Yes. It'll be hot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
John's like, wait a minute, you can bring that stuff here again. Now wait. Bust my
head. Be good. Up on the rooftop. Perfect. No, it's good.
Now that you guys have all this stuff going on in Over the Rhine, and Over the Rhine is like expanding. I mean, there's new businesses. Like you talking about the Louis Nelson's now, downtown.
I love that.
And then they have other things that are coming. I mean, you see all the development happen on 12th Street where you guys are at, but you can also see it on Vine.
Vine.
So how does that reflect your business other than it grow? As far as like
huge for us because Cincinnati is such a beer town, right? It didn't used to be. A couple hundred years ago, it was all about the wine, right?
Yeah,
We still have over like 250 working wineries in Ohio.
Right?
And so you can go just about anywhere in Ohio and get some really good wine. So just trying to bring that whole especially being an urban winery, trying to bring wine back to downtown, especially. We have, Kate over at Skeleton Root. She's on McMicken, opened up right around the same time we did, same year. And then there's us, and there's 1215. There's a lot of spots. There's Lovino that just opened. So you've got a different wine experience, just kind of like the breweries all have a different beer experience. You can go to, Brandeis or whatever, or Matry, or you can go to, Taft or something like that. And you get a different experience at each one. Same with the wine, right? We have lots of, entertainment. Like last night we had jazz, right? So that jazz night is always a lit night. People love jazz.
Oh yeah,
love to hang out. We have our tasting Tuesdays. So everybody's got their little thing they do. And so, not all the places. Like you're not going to go to some places and get live entertainment.
Well, I have to say everybody has their unique take. I mean, like going from, going to Luvino's is a totally different, because they're more of it. They are a franchise. So it's more of
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. So they're franchised now, so there is more of a, I would have to say, cookie cutter experience there, but it's a good cookie cutter experience. I love them. No shade.
No shade here.
Revel, has its own authenticity, so it kind of brings its own life to it, and it's like he said, it's not pretentious, so it's kind of like when you go to order, they're like, what are you in the mood for? So if you don't know a lot about wine, you're not as intimidated. Yeah. So I feel like for those that are just getting into wines and trying to figure out what goes with what, and it's like it seems overwhelming,
right.
that would be where you would want to start.
Right, right.
And then, you know, other places like, you know, Luvino and other places like that, to where you kind of already have an idea of what varietals you like and don't like.
That's exactly, I mean, literally, you're going to be on the PR team with me. So, you know, we are, I mean, that's a whole thing. We are trying to take, this is why we bring it in juice glasses, right? And so, you know, for our winos that are like, I don't want to drink out of juice glass, we've got some stemless ware for you. That's totally fine. But we're trying to like bring it, not so much lowbrow the wine, but bring it down to a comfortable level, right? So it's more engaging. So it's not, you're not getting scared away. So if you don't know how to pronounce, you know, say like Gewürztraminer, right? You're not intimidated. You can just be like, I'll have that white number 6. And you know what I mean? Down the list, right?
Well, you know, when I go there, the guy that, I forget his name all the time. I know his name, but I can't remember it. That makes the wine.
Oh, Alex. So Alex is a chief winemaker, yes.
Yeah, yeah. So Alex, he'll explain.
He sure
right
will.
There. Yeah. And he talks about it for a long time. He likes to talk about the different kind of flavors. And because I'm not a wine drinker, but he got me to drink this Riesling that I did like.
Yeah, and it wasn't even like a sweet Riesling, which I never.
I don't like sweet.
But you were like, I want to taste this. See my sweet.
I do. Yeah. So, so I like that part of it. Now, as Ingrid was saying about franchise, have you ever thought about doing franchise with? Because I'm when you make the money though.
Yeah, you know, it wouldn't necessarily be a franchise, but we do have a path for expansion.
I got you.
We've got about 7 other cities in the Midwest.
Thinking about doing that.
Yeah, we'll never go west, right? We don't want to go west. I mean, why are you going to compete with wine country, right?
Yeah,
that makes no
sense.
There's no sense. What you're trying to do is really find that niche market right here in the Midwest where it makes sense.
Well, we don't know about wine that much.
Well, you know, yeah, we go sophisticate ourselves.
We love the wine.
But yeah, we're actually hosting. Speaking of Alex, Alex is going to be hosting a series. We haven't quite figured out the title, but it's going to be something along the lines of, I don't know about wine, but I like to drink it. And so it's really going to be all about just wine education. So you'll be able to get kind of like this, you know, baller flight that you can sit around. He's going to really talk about it, and we can go, you know, as deep as we need to on those nights. So that'll be coming soon. I think we're trying to do the first one in February. So get on the website, revelotr.com. That's the easiest way to get all the information on the calendar. But yeah, those are the things that we want to do, right? You know, we really don't want a bunch of people just sitting around. You're like,
smell this.
It's just not us,
it's
right?
My favorite bouquet.
Yeah, it's just not us.
So now that you're here, you've got these lovely wines.
Oh yeah.
So what are these?
So right now in your glass we've got a little Sangiovese. So Sangiovese is a really easy Italian grape. It's a great table wine. It's like an all year, you know, porch pounder, if you will. And so you can just sit there and just drink this anytime, whether it's warm or cold, doesn't matter. But it's a huge nod to Anthony's mom and dad and heritage and the whole Italian heritage. So we had to have Sangiovese as one of our, you know, it is our flagship wine, to be honest.
It's delicious.
So yeah.
Now, like I said, I'm not a wine drinker, but this has got it's not really a sweet taste at all, but it lingers. Once you taste it, it stays on. But a person that started off, will this be like a little bit stronger wine to drink? Because I mean, I'm not really a red drinker, because it seems like sometimes I get headaches real quick if I drink a red wine. And I don't know, because it's more potent than all the other ones?
It doesn't have anything to do with like the alcohol content whatsoever.
Okay.
But it's the sulfites, right? And that's what gives you the headache. So we actually, without like straight geeking out, but when you get the grapes, right, especially for us when we have them shipped in from the West Coast, all of our grapes come in from California, Washington, and they're shipped to us, right? And so we don't know where they're necessarily, how they were grown, because we didn't go see them, right? So we can't really have that on our wine, or that yeast, right? So we have to, you know, throw some sulfites in to kill that. Then we do our own kind of culture on that. So, but if you add too many sulfites to it or use sulfites throughout the process, then it becomes really heavy, and you will get that like splitting wine headache. Right. And yeah, it'll kill you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so we try to keep them down. We always tell people, we challenge you to drink a bottle. Don't drink a bottle.
I'll take that
challenge.
challenge.
But do drink a bottle or wine and let me know. No.
I'll take that challenge.
But you can have a couple glasses and you're not going to wake up like, oh, sweet Jesus, right? You're going to be fine. But that's what it is. Okay. And so, yeah, we try to keep those down.
So they're all the same one, aren't they?
Well, I brought a bottle of Malbec. We're actually out of our, so this is our 2016 Sangiovese. We actually sold out of our 2015 and 17.
Wow.
We sold out
a good year.
So yeah, and so now we are getting close on our 2016 Sangiovese. We sold out of all the 2015 Cab, and then we have our 2016 Malbec over here. So Malbec is great this time.
What would be a price for these types of bottles of wine?
If you can actually get wine to go at Revel now. That's something we started toward the middle of last year.
Really?
So you can actually get a bottle of our wine to go at $27. It's $27.75. My wife, who does all the money, will kill me if I don't tell you exactly.
And 75 cents.
And 75 cents. Don't you leave them 3/4.
You better not. We ain't rounding down.
How we gonna get that rooftop bill? So you can take a bottle to go, or you can enjoy wine inside of Revel as well. Those we can sell all of our wines, right? So they're all on there for $27.75. So.
Oh my goodness, it's so much to talk about. So, but we're coming to an end.
I know.
I hate that.
We've come
I know.
To the end of the road.
I know. I could do this all night. This is awesome.
I know, right? So tell us right now, you and your partners, what types of charities are you guys involved in? If you're involved in any right now?
That's it. I was not going to let us go without talking about that. So that's a huge part of Revel. So we have these pillars that, what Revel stands for. A huge pillar of ours is giving back. So tonight, as a matter of fact, it just happened to be that Thursday night is a night that we do it. Jess Lamb and Tribe actually do this, kind of head up our Give Back Night. Jess Lamb is an artist. You might have seen her on American Idol and all that. So it's been kind of cool when she did that piece. But she is like part of OTR. I mean, everybody knows her. So she came with this idea of like, hey, instead of paying us as artists, and would you give that money to a charity? And we're like, yeah, because that's what we love to do. We do that with our brewmasters too. So we have people brew on our behalf, and then we give back money. But Give Back Thursdays is a huge night for us. This month it is called the Tribe Drive. So the Tribe Drive is all about Tribe. If you have not heard Tribe, but they are some of the coolest. I call them kids because they're like about my son's age. But they are some of the coolest people in Cincinnati.
And some of the givenest kids.
Oh my goodness.
They give, homeless. They do all kinds of food banks. They do a lot of stuff. I know
so we love that. And so whenever you purchase, again, drinks or whatever, food, on those Thursdays that we're doing Give Back Thursdays, we give a portion of that money to the charity of that month, if you will.
That is excellent.
So we do that a lot. We love it.
So nice.
Oh my gosh. You guys have fun tonight?
It was so much fun.
Great time. It was so much fun. Look at all the people in this.
I know some of y'all. I see some of y'all hanging in the windows.
I know you.
Yes, exactly.
So, John, before we close out, anything special you want to say about what's going on in Revels this month or next month?
There's always something good going on. I will say that we will be announcing, as a matter of fact, I think it's already, may not be out yet, on the 26th of the month, actually. We are going to be bottling our 2016 Cabernet. So if you want to come in on a Saturday, maybe take a sneak peek on, behind the curtain a little bit. We'll start right around in the afternoon, so about noon. And it'll go for about 8 hours. So pop on in, check us out. And then the newest thing that we're doing this year, so we've got all these, past the Ox Court and the jazz nights, and we've got good times, good people on Saturdays and everything. But something that we're doing this year that Jody came up with is a whole Zodiac party. So every month, every month we have a, so you get 10% off your tab during the month of your birthday and your zodiac sign.
Ingrid's gonna love it because she loves that wine.
Yes. And then one Saturday of the month is the full-on party for that zodiac sign. So the oh gosh, what is it? The 19th, I believe, is the first one. So that's all of the, what are we now? Aquarius.
Wow.
Yes, that's the water people, right? So we have a little specialty cocktail for the Aquarius people. So, but every month, come in on your birthday or come in just because you love Revel.
Or you can make an ID each time.
And all my multiple personalities have a birthday.
They all can have a birthday.
It's Marie's birthday today.
I got on my holiday hair.
It's Torsha's birthday.
Yes.
Well, John, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You are a rock star.
As we always do, you guys, it's time to end this show. We want to thank John Coleman for coming in from Revels.
Yes.
I want to thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in.
Next week, we got more guests coming. Look on Girlfriendz ChatCorner YouTube channel. Subscribe to Girlfriendz networking group. Make sure you do all this thing played back and get some good things on there.
Get these
As always, have a good night. Thank you so
night.
much. Good night.
Take care.